Hello and welcome to my hashtag realistic sketchbook tour. Now, quick preface. I say realistic because this is a sketchbook that I actually sketch in. Sure, there are going to be some pages that I put more effort into, but I feel like a lot of the time you see sketchbooks on the internet that are hit after hit after hit. It doesn't have to be that way. It can just be something silly that you sketch in from time to time, and I think that's worth showing as well. So, let's get started. I've had this sketchbook for about 3 years. I started in 2023, which you can't see because I've covered it up. There was some personal information on that page. Most of what you'll see in the sketchbook is sketches of like OCs and maybe a little tiny bit of fan art, but mostly just doodles. We're going to start with mostly my OCs, but as the seasons change, I'm going to start drawing more fan art of my friends' characters and maybe other things that inspire me. Like here, I drew 2 characters from Critical Role because my friend's birthday was coming around. I'll insert the full image here. This is a Valentine's Day themed spread, you can tell because it's pink. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's a sketchbook. What else is there to say? I've combined colors and characters and different techniques that I'd like to try out. This right here is a spread for all the D&D characters of the D&D campaign I was in. It was a great time. I'll put in the full image here. A fun thing you can do in your sketchbook is collage. I mean, it's really great. You can use it to cover up ink spills from the next. Oh, sorry. Pause. This is one of my favorite pages. Look at her. She's beautiful. Anyways, as I was saying, collage. If ink has spilled onto the page or anything like that, you can use it to cover up. You can have a fun time with texture and color in a way that you can't with just pencil. It's always good. Throughout this, you'll see little stickers of things that were, I don't know, maybe from a lunch, maybe from an event. Just, sticking them in to remember the times is always a fun time. Sometimes sketches won't be in the sketchbook and they'll be pasted in. Here you see a little zine full of a magazine cutouts to make a little poem. I try and show it off here, but it really did not glue well when I folded up this thing. And so, if you really want to know, I'll write it in the description of this video. But yeah, I've added some leaves onto this page, some nice leaves that I thought were interesting, and just some sketches in the blank spaces. This was a fun experiment I did with coffee spills on Post-it notes to make a map, and then using graph paper to add an extra page within my sketchbook, just because, why not? This is my green spread. I had just gotten green ink, and I wanted to do some green sketches. Shout out June Lake, very fun vacation, made me want to make that. Sometimes you also just have to put your feelings out on the page, and it's not going to be pretty, but it'll be worthwhile. Here's a character spread that I never finished, and maybe will never will. But Sketchbook is a perfect place to experiment with color, with texture, with materials. Like this, for example, the shiny bits are some like plumbing tape from my dad's supply. And this right here, the green stamp, was made from a potato. Another collage using the text of a sourdough bread bag. And some highlighter sketches colored in with colored pencil. Not every page is gonna be a winner, and I don't think every page has to be a winner to be a decent sketchbook, because you're gonna be growing as an artist no matter what you put down on the page. You could fill a page with just lines, just straight lines, and you'd gain something from that. You'd gain strength in your wrist, and you'd gain some patience in the feeling. It's all good. Right here, the series of Black ink on brown paper is a series I did listening to songs my friends sent me. And that was a fun time to just try and encapsulate the vibe of music into a drawing with my own hands. Another experiment you could do in your own sketchbook is just use colored pencils or crayons or anything that reminds you of childhood. Really let go. Here I tried cutting into the paper to have a relief effect, and I don't know, it's not my favorite. Here's the second chance of fan art in here. Sorry, stumbling over my words. You saw Hades 2 for just a second. This is where art fight begins, and you'll start to see OCs that don't belong to me and are practice sketches of my friends' OCs. Or strangers. Mostly my friends, though. I think anything can fill a sketchbook page, so a pressed flower or a receipt paper from an important purchase, anything with any sentimental value can be put in these pages. Sometimes you just gotta turn off your brain and create shapes, and this is one of those examples in the middle here. More of my friends' characters, and then back to my own. More of my friends' characters again, and some pine cones, which are surprisingly really hard to draw. Here's an experiment I did and realized my ink would smear. And then I got really into ink for a little bit. I just liked the texture of it on the page. You'll see some rectangles there. And me scribbling away with my ink pens. Now when I say ink, I personally really enjoy India inks. You can use them with a brush or you can use them with dip pens. Both are good. Both are a fun time. It's like working with watercolor except there is no bleed. Here I use some tea and some charcoal, just experimenting with different techniques. Here's an example of I got some new inks and I wanted to draw my friends' characters. Here's just random doodles. This one's really nice, of just turning off your brain and letting the colors work. Oh, more of my friends' OCs. And yeah, I mean, sometimes I draw stupid things. Sometimes you waste an entire page quoting ABBA. But, you know, that's where you were in that moment. From this point on, you'll see me try and fill a page a day at this point in the sketchbook. Or maybe 2 pages in that case, where I'm putting in more active effort to finish up the sketchbook. So that means bigger drawings, usually bigger spreads. Here you'll see some of my India inks like I just talked about. I think they look really nice. And then you'll see me work with alcohol markers on that one page. Back to collaging some different paper into the sketchbook, some work with colored pencils. And finally ending it off like we started with a little bit of watercolor and some micron pens. Thank you for joining me on this sketchbook tour. Sure, there is one last page, just a little collage of things, but that is all. Thank you.